All right, let's just jump right in. We are absolutely surrounded by AI, right? It can spot your face in a crowd, write a pretty decent poem, and even whip up some incredible art. But for all of that raw power, there's a huge, fundamental problem with most modern AI. It's a problem of meaning, of context, really, of culture. So what we're going to dig into today is why the next great leap in artificial intelligence isn't just about more data, it's about finally understanding our human stories. I mean, think about this for a second. This quote just gets to the very heart of everything. For the vast, vast majority of human history, all our knowledge, our values, our entire way of being, it wasn't written down. It was passed on through stories. Storytelling is literally how we built our world. And yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? When we feed these incredibly powerful AI models our most human, our most important narratives, are they actually getting it? Or are they just seeing statistical patterns in the words, completely missing the wisdom, the history, and the context that's woven into every single line?
This gets at what some researchers are calling the meaning gap. It's this massive canyon between an AI's ability to process information and its ability to actually comprehend it. And it really all comes down to how most of the AI we use today is built. And this slide, I think, really lays it all out. Our current AI models, large language models, they are brilliant statistical guessers. They are fantastic at predicting the next word in a sentence. But culture is not just a statistical pattern. It's this incredibly complex web of rules and values and shared histories. And for a purely statistical model, all that rich nuance, it just looks like noise that needs to be filtered out, which creates this massive, massive cultural blind spot. And this quote just nails it. The AI might have access to every book ever written, right? All the data in the world. But without logic, without those gears turning, it's like having a library with no librarian. It's just a collection of facts with no way to connect them, no way to make sense of what it all means. Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? How do we build an AI that has both the data and the logic? Well, the answer might actually come from looking at how our own brains work. Let's explore this really powerful way of thinking about intelligence, both for us and for machines. You might have heard of the book Thinking, Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. The whole idea is that our brains have two modes of operating. System one is that fast, intuitive gut reaction. It's how you instantly recognize a friend's face. System two, on the other hand, is our slow, deliberate, logical mind. It's what we use to solve a math problem or plan a trip. Now, today's AI is an absolute master of system one. But system two? That's where it really struggles. Okay, so let's map that idea directly onto the world of AI. On the left, you've got neural AI, like deep learning. That's our system one. It's all about perception, and it's amazing at finding patterns. But it's often a black box. We don't really know how it got its answer. Then on the right, you have symbolic AI. This is an older approach, and it's our system two. It's built on logic and rules, which means its reasoning is totally transparent. You can follow its thought process. The real challenge and the real opportunity is to get these two to work together. And this is where things get really interesting. It's what many people are calling the third wave of AI. It's an approach that doesn't make you choose between pattern matching and logic. Instead, it combines them into one seriously powerful hybrid. So, think of it like this. The neural network part is the eyes of the system. It can look at a really complex historical document, like this old manuscript page, and instantly see the important features. It can identify the paragraphs, the headers, the little decorative bits. It's fantastic at finding the what. But eyes just see things, right? You need a brain to make sense of it all. And that's where the symbolic part comes in. It acts as the mind. It takes everything the neural network found and organizes it into a structured knowledge graph. See all those nodes and lines? Each node is a concept, and each line is a relationship. It understands that this seal belongs to that historical period. This provides the logic to understand the why. So, to put it simply, Neuro-Symbolic AI gets the best of both worlds. It combines that fast perceptive power of neural nets with the slow, logical, explainable reasoning of symbolic systems. It's our best attempt yet at giving machines something that looks a lot more like genuine comprehension. All right, that all sounds pretty cool in theory, right? But what does this actually look like out in the real world? Let's check out how this hybrid approach is already being used to analyze and, really, to preserve our cultural heritage.
Researchers are using a framework they call the Metadata Enrichment Model, or MEM for short. It's basically a 5-step plan. First, you gather up all the digitized documents. Second, you build a basic knowledge graph, kind of a skeleton structure. Then, step 3, you let the neural network do its thing, the visual analysis, to find all the interesting bits. And in step 4, you take all those new findings and use them to enrich the graph, making it smarter. And finally, you publish all that beautifully structured knowledge so scholars everywhere can use it. And check this out. This is what it actually accomplishes. On the left, you've just got a flat scan of a document. It's just an image. But look at the right. The neuro-symbolic system has identified all the distinct parts, the header, the stamp, the text, and it's starting to map the relationships between them. It turns a static image into this rich, searchable, interconnected source of knowledge. It's pretty incredible.
But look, this isn't just about dusty old documents. It's also incredibly important for preserving the living, breathing traditions of our present, especially for cultures where history isn't written down in books.
Just let this number sink in for a second. In Africa, it's estimated that almost 80% of indigenous knowledge is transmitted orally. We're talking about history, science, medicine, law. And if you throw a purely statistical AI at that, it's just going to flatten all the nuance and completely miss the meaning. So how do you handle that knowledge with respect? Well, this is where that symbolic rule-based thinking becomes an absolute game changer. For instance, some developers are actually using indigenous value systems, like the 7 grandfather teachings of the Anishinaabe people, as a symbolic framework to guide the AI. These aren't just words on a list, they are core principles, each with deep stories and rules about how knowledge should be shared and respected. And this highlights a totally different way of thinking about AI. We're so used to these generative models that just make stuff up, right? This is the opposite. This system is designed to be a knowledge keeper. Its job isn't to create anything new. Its job is to faithfully and respectfully deliver verified information that's been structured and approved by the community itself, all guided by their own explicit values. It's all about preservation, not hallucination. Okay, so let's pull all this together. What's the big takeaway here? I think we're starting to see that if we want to build a truly intelligent and trustworthy AI, we have to look beyond just the code. We have to look at the very fabric of human culture itself. It's becoming really clear that the next big leap for AI isn't going to come from just building bigger and bigger models and throwing more data at them. It's about building smarter models, models that have the tools to understand the structure, the logic, and the incredible diversity of human stories and wisdom. And when we do that, when we bring these two worlds of AI together, we start to create an AI that is just better. It's more explainable because we can actually follow its reasoning. It's more trustworthy because its knowledge is grounded in fact. And maybe most importantly, it's more culturally intelligent because it's designed from day one to respect context and human values. Because at the end of the day, it really all boils down to this simple idea. If we want to build machines that can really work with us, help us solve our biggest problems, and make our world better, they first have to learn what it means to be human. And that entire journey begins and ends with our stories.